You're with Newsmakers as we profile regional tourism issues. A new program has been launched that seeks to keep our great outdoors clean and green. It's a very snug fit actually with our 100% pure tourism branding. Leave No Trace is the name of the program, and joining us is Chris North. He's a lecturer in outdoor environmental education and he's been very much at the forefront of the Leave No Trace program in New Zealand. Chris, thanks for coming in.
You're welcome.
Just a brief bio and background on your good self. You're obviously addicted to the wild outdoors, I take it.
Yeah, I love outdoor areas. I've been exploring and adventuring since I was a kid, and I guess my motivation towards Leave No Trace came from how much I value those beautiful natural environments that New Zealand's got so many of.
For years we've been exhorted to be tidy Kiwis. This program would seem to be a tidy Kiwi on steroids. Like, this is big Ben-Hur stuff, right, across all fronts.
Well, yeah, it's interesting because being a tidy Kiwi is put your rubbish in the rubbish bin. And Leave No Trace is about what to do if there is no rubbish bin. You know, that's taking the people have been growing up in cities and taking them out where, you know, families camping at a beach or by a river or, you know, anywhere in the outdoors where you're away from toilets, away from facilities. You know, how do we deal with the environment when we're used to having rubbish bins handy, toilets available, amenities, all sorts of things like that.
Where did you come across the Leave No Trace program? Was it overseas you first came into contact? Yeah.
I spent some time living in Arizona, and I worked for an outdoor education organisation there, and I was immersed in that, and I'd been teaching outdoor education in New Zealand for a while, and I got a strong environmental ethic, but when I saw that I was like, this is a really good program and I think we can really benefit from it in New Zealand.
We'll whiz through the 7 principles to Leave No Trace. Plan ahead and prepare. What do we mean?
If you think about what you're going to do and what you might need, then so many of your problems are going to be solved for you ahead of time. So that could be as simple as, oh, are there any rubbish bins where I'm going? Then I better throw in a bag to put rubbish in. Or are there any toilets where I'm going? Well, that could be as simple as throwing a little trowel in to deal with that. Yeah.
Camp on durable surfaces.
Okay, so when you go into the outdoors in New Zealand, you'll be in lots of different environments. Some of them, where we put our feet, where we walk, where we put our tents, where we go, can have a big impact. And just being aware of some areas are really sensitive, like wetlands and places like that. A deep, wet footprint can take a long time to heal, and if you've got repeated uses, one person in a remote area in a swamp is, you know, that's going to cover up, heal, no trace of somebody being through there. Yes. But in areas where lots of people are going, we need to be especially careful.
Dispose of waste properly. Now, this is especially for freedom campers, isn't it?
Yeah, I was listening to Christine's comment earlier with interest. Disposing of waste, it's not just about, you know, toilet waste, but that is a big issue around roadside pull-offs and things like that. And whereas Christine was advocating for kind of policies and enforcement and things like that, Leave No Trace believes that those have their place, but education is going to be more powerful because, you know, the police are stretched to police urban areas. Can you imagine remote areas? It's not going to work. And disposing of waste is also about things like keeping our waters pure, like keeping soap and shampoo and things like that out of our waters. If people are in the outdoors, we're just used to showering and washing in a stream of water from a shower, but in the outdoors, if you do that in a river, it's going to actually hurt the animals that live there. Yeah.
Actually, that reminds me, we'll come to this principle, respect wildlife. I know you've got a great analogy or anecdote of the Kia in Arthur's Pass, and I'm sure many Cantabrians, possibly you as well, have stopped at Arthur's Pass and thought, oh, there's a cheeky Kia, let's give it half of my bag of chips. We should not, right?
We should not, you're right. Kias are you know, the only alpine parrot in the world, and their numbers are quite restricted, even though we see them a lot at passes like Arthur's Pass or Homer Saddle on the way into Milford Sound. Yes. They seem to be very common, but it's very difficult to actually get a handle, and the Department of Conservation is working on that now. But if we feed a kea, say you give them some peanuts or something like that, you're giving them like a $10,000 paycheck. You know, why should they go out into the hills and collect their berries with the little seeds on it from the native plants and go and fly somewhere else and just deposit them with a bit of fertiliser when they can go there and get that stuff? So we're actually having an impact on their behaviour and affecting the ecosystem, and also by giving them those big paychecks every time they come down for a bit of food, they're going to stay there and they're going to start relying on that. And if somebody's not there and they're hungry, they'll go through the rubbish, and there's been cases of keas dying in rubbish bins, choked on things and things like that. So being respectful of them means actually not feeding them and letting them be more natural and understanding they're not a pet, they're a wild animal.
Absolutely. There are some other principles to the Leave No Trace program. By the way, you can check out all the details of Leave No Trace at the website leavenotrace.org.nz. I know you've got a particular course coming up at Castle Hill this weekend. This is very much designed at educating what groups, bodies, sporting bodies, recreational bodies?
Well, at this stage, because Leave No Trace has just been founded and we're a fledgling organisation, we're targeting leaders of groups. Right. So if you're leading scout groups, or if you're an outdoor education teacher, or you're involved with taking people into the outdoors or educating them in some way, this is a course targeted for that kind of person. And we go for an overnight trip, and we look at all of the 7 principles. We teach lessons on that, and we look at how to apply those and teach these kind of ethics of how to relate to the outdoors in a way that people can pick it up and change their behaviour easily.
Fantastic. Well, good stuff, Chris, and all power to you and your cause.
Thank you.
Check out leavenotrace.org.nz. Thanks for your company. Good night.